There we are. Sorry about that. A little late night drama here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the special edition of NBC News Channel's 13 Now, your own personalized YouTube newscast. I'm your friendly local anchor, Steve Koosh. We meant to go on a little bit earlier than this, but we had this little vice presidential candidate debate thing unfolding. And yeah, that ate up a lot of our time this evening. So maybe you watched it, maybe you didn't. Either way, you're here right now, and that's what matters. We're going to talk about the top story we've been covering today. And if you watched any of our newscasts, you already know what we're going to be talking about. This massive drug ring that was busted up here in the North Country. Did you hear about this? We've got 21 people now under arrest, being charged with over 220 different crimes. Some pretty serious stuff right here. Our Kumi Tucker was all over this one. We had a number of mugshots from these people who were being charged right now. This is just one of the suspects. There's another one right there. This all comes as the New York Attorney General's office announced a takedown of a major cocaine trafficking ring. This woman here, one of the main suspects in the case. She's 38 years old, Heather Thompson from Troy. Officers tell us she was a major player. She and her cohorts allegedly brought cocaine up by the kilo from New York City and then would divvy it up to smaller parts, distribute it to her network of dealers from people all the way in Saratoga to Warren, Washington counties, Albany, really all over the capital region here. Again, starting down in New York City. Now, the woman here, she allegedly did this. Miss Thompson allegedly did this with through the help of an unnamed Saratoga County business, an unnamed pub and a bowling alley. So we're still waiting to hear exactly which bowling alley, which pub were involved with this. The main things to take away here: a huge deal, a huge blow has been dealt to the drug operations here in upstate New York. There was some interesting information we did pull from this story, including all the code words that Ms. Thompson here, Heather Thompson, and her other players had for drugs. They tried to, when they're texting and messaging and calling back and forth to each other, they didn't want to just say, hey, I got a kilo of crack cocaine here. No, they got to mix things up. For instance, some of the key code words they use, cocaine was referred to as either hard or done. Heroin, they were calling that dog food. That was just a few of the code words, but it didn't stop investigators. They eventually caught on to what was really happening here. They're not done yet with this case. They're expected to charge even more suspects tomorrow in court, and we'll probably be there again because we're all over this case. Another story we're on top of. It is fall, autumn, if you're fancy about it. And you might not be thinking a lot about mosquitoes right now, but those mosquitoes are thinking about you, especially when it comes to some of the diseases they're spreading. We actually just had our first death due to a mosquito-borne illness here in the upstate New York area. The first one actually in 9 years. At Glens Falls Hospital, Senator Chuck Schumer tells us he's now calling for the CDC to outline a new plan of attack for New York communities so they can survey and track mosquitoes. Schumer says national organizations have an ability to track these kind of mosquitoes to see how they can deal best with deadly diseases, as well as climate change that might be helping mosquitoes spread to different areas and last longer into the fall and autumn seasons than they normally would. So, Senator Schumer looking for a top-notch team to track mosquitoes and fight back against these diseases, which can be quite deadly. The disease that ended up taking a person's life, it's called Triple E. It is a very rare viral disease that's spread by mosquitoes. It impacts humans as well as horses. As a matter of fact, several horses in New York have actually gotten sick with Triple E in recent weeks. We covered this a little bit. We don't obviously talk about the horses getting sick as we do when people like us, you and me, get sick. But a number of horses up in Saratoga County near the racetrack had to be euthanized in the past several weeks because they contracted this deadly mosquito-borne illness, Triple E. Well, that is what we got for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching NBC News Channel's 13 Now. Our next newscast starts bright and early at 5 a.m. If I know it's kind of late, but if you do want to wake up 5 a.m., we'll be here for you. And if not, me, Steve, I'll be back at 5 p.m. tomorrow along with my co-anchor, Rachel Teedy. Hopefully we will see you all there. If not, make it a great day. It is going to be October 2nd. We are officially into the fall season, and my kids are already asking me, telling me what they want to be for Halloween. So we got to do some Halloween costume shopping before all their friends take the good costumes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic night, everybody. We'll see ya.